motherfucker. I want you to understand that out the gate. You will be food for them so-called Anunnaki. They will eat your ass like a fried chicken. Because that's what y'all into feeding other motherfuckers to goddamn pedophiles and motherfucking cannibals and shit. So we gonna let y'all go where y'all can get ate just like the motherfuckers y'all fed to the enemy. Y'all gonna get fed to y'all own motherfuckers who brought y'all here to clean this shit up, and y'all took sides with the enemy. You stupid motherfucker. You can't beat God. You cannot fucking beat God at his own game. He created this shit. From your motherfucking light rays in the atom all the way to your solidified form of the luminous light they call earth element. It's all light rays. Bent, twerked, twisted, and molded in order to fit this reality and create this reality so that your motherfucking ass can be able to express your God form in a physical reality and be able to excel at different shit and refine your God ability so that you can learn the essence of balance. What the fuck is the balance shit for? Why in the fuck you got me balancing out and you ain't balancing my shit out? My people ain't getting their shit. The motherfucking stimulus checks is not the shit that we supposed to be getting. You know what the fuck that was? That was some here, take these $5 until I get paid Friday ass shit. The money came, it's loose. I already posted that they turned it loose. Incoming, motherfucker, it's hot. All of the money, we flipped them motherfuckers from the oil to the diamonds to the bauxite to the motherfucking uranium, the plutonium, the nickel, the all that shit they dug out the earth, motherfucker. The right of the earth rights resumes at this point. You can't sell no motherfucking earth element shit on this bitch right now. Why you think you can't get $1 for a barrel of gold? That shit was just $50 a gallon. Or some shit like that, $500 a gallon. Some shit when gallon gas was $4 a gallon. All of a sudden, a barrel of oil not even getting a fucking dollar? Come on now. What in the fuck is they telling you? What is oil? It's carbon. 666, motherfucker. That's what it is. It's the same as a diamond. 666, motherfucker. The same as a block of coal. 666, motherfucker. That's 3666 on the ground. Well, we got to have a reflection off the sky. That's that black shit you see up there. They call that the ether, the dark matter. That's 999. That's upside down sixes, you stupid motherfuckers. 999. 9 to the 9th power of the 9th power of 9. Figure it out. Do the math. Put it together. Add that shit up. Put it on the scale. Chop it down. Put it in the bag. I don't give a fuck what you do with it. But the bottom line is this is the motherfucking grand fucking finale. Y'all motherfuckers are starting to make this shit become a waste of goddamn time because I'm not gonna keep doing this redundancy. Break the fucking loop. Nigga, go get our shit. Bust the round table up. Break that motherfucker in half if you want to. Make it into 2 half pies. Break it into 4 quarters. I don't care. Break it into 16/16. Break it into 8/8. But go get our shit. Break the pie up. Jim Jones already told you niggas we sell the whole pie, so you ain't got to cut the cake up. You know what the fuck it is, nigga. Diplomatic immunity. Flip that shit. Rip that shit and bring it back home. Now, if I give you 3 6s on the diamond and 3 6s on the oil, and I give you 3 6s on the carbon and 3 9s in the sky off the ether, nigga, that's a 4-corner shuffle off the 666 turnaround off the 369 in your face, flipping off the 4-corner shuffle. If you motherfuckers don't now, you see this. This is the red lodge. This is the blue lodge. This is me. I'm Morpheus the General, Platinum Back Gorilla. Right? So this movie, The Planet of the Apes, because the rule now, Portia, if you got paper by you, or if you could type it in your notepad, write this rule down. Because everybody need to know that this rule is in place at all times while you're being oppressed. Right? And the rule is this. Anything that they do to oppress you as a deception, they have to give you the opportunity to discover the deception and get the key. Unlock the deception and free your people. So they divide you into 2 camps, the Red Lodge camp and the Blue Lodge camp, like 2 football teams, right? Then they break each camp down into smaller camps. They break them down into Shriners, Rosicrucians, and all of these on the red camp. Right? They break them down into Hebrews, Africans, natives, what they call bush people, under the blue camp. Right? Now, in the middle of both camps, there's a rule that if a person can capture the queen of this camp, he wins. Now, in chess, you protect the king, right? But this is fifth dimensional galactic chess. So the goal, now as above, so below. And the chessboard is below. So on the chessboard, you protect that sorry ass king. He can't move nothing like a queen, right? But in the galactic realm, you know that really mean protect the queen at all costs. So they don't want to expose the queen who she is. But sooner or later, the king of the gorillas, Caesar, the conqueror of the apes, which is Morpheus, which is reflected by Hannibal the Great, which is reflected by Shaka Zulu, as a triple lens to show me to show me Chief Malik, Angel Bay. Because he is reincarnated Shaka Zulu. I know this because I could see it. I know who he is. Because when they tied the lower to me, the same lower that precedes the Baron, the last motherfucker that they let take the test, because they know he gonna be some horrible shit if these people don't listen. Right? Now watch. Now, in the course of events, the Queen of Heaven is now flipped to the right. So, in the gangbangers terminology, right, I am the G that flipped the P that married the two nations. Now, I'm going to say that again in case there's any vice lords, any stones, or any gangster disciples out of Chicago need to hear this. I am the G that flipped the P, right? That captured the queen, married the two nations. I'm the stone the builders rejected. I come off the 21st stone. The G stone of Larry Hoover as a gangster disciple in the blue camp, right? My knocks came from the Gorilla Clan, out of San Quentin, out of Soledad, from the Soledad brother himself named George Jackson. I got a triple knock on George Jackson. I got a Islamic knock from the West Coast dealing with Ryan Karinga, where he was mentioned by, he was given a left bump with good intentions by George Jackson. When I see this, I watch. And then I see Ryan Karinga and them trying to protect Betty Shabazz. So I watch as the watcher. Then the grievances begin to roll in, right? So what grievances am I talking about? Malcolm X, the ballot or the bullet. Major grievance, the ballot or the bullet. He's telling you there to investigate politics, right? So now the grievance is about politics. Write that grievance down in a separate line, because I'm going to have you take a picture of the paper at the end to show them everything that's written down so they'll know what all we had to deal with today. So the ballot of the bullet says that the political system is something wrong with it. Malcolm telling us we need to look at it. Malcolm gave us a clue. What's the clue? He said you don't fight for civil rights when you need to be fighting for human rights. And so he said you got
two-legged dogs sicking four-legged dogs on human beings. That's inhumane. He said, that's inhumane. You don't need to be fighting for civil rights. You need to be fighting for human rights. So this tells me that I have to determine the difference between civil rights and human rights and how it relates to the overall struggle and how we dealing with it, right? So now I'm trying to bump to see what's going on with the law, right, and the political system now. So now they're sending me to different places, right? They're sending me to different places to investigate a grievance. Now remember, this is about investigating grievances. And from the Galactic Council seat that has the authority to clean this shit up and balance the scales on Earth. But not only balance the scales, to set the system in play to keep the balanced structure into the future so this don't happen again. By putting everybody in their lane where they belong. The problem is we swerving all over the E-way. We in everybody fucking lane but our own. We misusing ourselves. We misusing ourselves. People say, don't want nobody using me. You hope somebody use you, because if don't nobody use you, you become useless. And when you become useless, you feel worthless. It's not using you that you don't want. It's misusing you that you don't want. You don't want to be misused. So what do that mean? Context. If you are a plumber, don't call me to do your electric. Call me to do your plumbing. If you call me to do your electric and I don't do electric, you can't get mad at me for not doing wires. That's not my lane. Right? So I have to figure it all out and unravel it. Right? I have to answer the grievances wherever I heard them at. Bob Marley. How long will they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We have to fulfill the book. I hope y'all sharing this, because we finna get into this. I hope y'all sharing it. Everybody in y'all friends list need to be getting a piece of this. This is the real deal. It's going down right here. Share to everybody in your friends list if you're watching. Just while you listening, just go down clicking. Invite, 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 invite. Because it's going down right here. Alright, because I'm going to explain it to y'all so crystal clear. Y'all not going to be able to doubt that I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. I know exactly where the imposters is. And I know exactly where my dog is in every fucking fight. Right? In every fight. I'm going to show you. Donald Trump is my dog in that fight. Donald Trump's job was to drain the swamp. His signal was the wall. Now, since I'm going to prove to y'all how his signal was the wall in real time. I'm going to go here, right? And I'm going to put in Rex 84. Wait, where is that? Rex 84. All right. Then you see it pop up. Now look, short for Readiness Exercise 1984 was classified scenario and drill developed by United States federal government to detain large numbers of United States citizens deemed to be national security threats in the event that the president declared a national emergency. Now look at here. If the president declared a national emergency, this readiness exercise right here that y'all looking at goes into effect in their national emergency. So now, the only thing we need to know now is what the hell is Readiness Exercise 1984? Where did it come from? Who wrote it? What does it mean? And how does it have to do with the wall and Donald Trump cleaning up the mess? Now, before we go into that, I'm going to click open another page, and I'm going to put this book title in. This was my dog. He was given the torch by Aldous Huxley, right? And this is George Orwell, who gave me the clue where to look to find out who was behind the dirt, what devil to look for. You see this say George Orwell, 1984. This is the name of the book. Now listen to the plot of the book. It says 1984, often published as 1984 the numbers, right, is a dystopian novel by English writer George Orwell, published in June 1949, whose themes center on the risk of government overreach, totalitarianism, and repressive regimentation of all persons and behaviors within society, right? So now this is what 1984 says. This is the story is laid out like this. There's a movie about it. If you don't want to read the book, watch the movie, and it shows you, and this is where you get your term. Now, I'm going to go to the term. You see that? Big Brother is watching. Now, this gives several references that was given to me by Berry Gordy, right? When he compelled Michael Jackson, who was a high-ranking master. We're going to get to Mike later. Mike, as a young kid, was a master, right? So, Berry Gordy compelled Mike with a bump left with right intent. He forced Mike to do a song with his son, Rockwell, right? His son name was Rockwell. He did the song called I Always Feel Like Somebody Watching Me. Now that goes back to Big Brother is Watching. They came out of George Orwell's 1984, right? So this is where it's telling me to look. Now the name George is identifying to me something, right? George is a key name. Why do George stand out to me? For one reason only. America was taken over in the Civil War by King George II. King George III introduced the Bar Association of Barristers, which we'll get to that later. I'm going to show y'all the whole fraud in real time. Make sure y'all share this. This is the entire fraud. I'm going to lay it all out right here like a fucking blueprint in real time. We're going to go over this shit. Now, George Orwell, right? This tells me something else. When you see the well, right? Do you see the apostrophe S? When we pass secrets to each other, this is how we do it, right? This is two words, George or Wells, right? The apostrophe tells me to break this word in half at this point, so that when you read it, I'm only reading the word in this fashion, George or Wells, right? And then it says novel, right? But novel is naval, N-A-V-E-L. So now they telling me that or naval, right? So it's a or. Now you thinking? Now I think when I think of an or, I think of a paddle for a boat, right? He's telling me who wrote it in code. He's telling me who's gonna write it, right? Or, wait a minute. When you put these two together, novel and or, as an anagram, right, it's a homonym. Look, put the novel in front of or. It's a homonym, right? It's Oliver North. is what it's telling me. How do I know? Right? I can only verify it if Oliver North is associated with the document called 1984, and that he's also have to be associated with somebody named George, right? So he got to be associated with somebody named George, and as a homonym, his name is Oliver North. This is what they telling me. Now, I got to make the Oliver North connection to 1984, and I also have to make the George connection to 1984, because this is going to identify the death march that was waged against us for the coup de grace, and I'm going to have to show you the coup de grace. So the George, so we go back to Rex 84, and we pull the actual Wikipedia study up, and they give you the history of the document. The actual document is a PDF. So, Portia, if you don't mind, can you post the PDF